Hello, virtual Scott Rosano here with Gigbuilder.com. We're continuing our 100 series setup. This is episode number 107, and we're going to go on packages. Now, as far as packages are concerned, they are all in the setup menu, and if you're not already here, Tools, System Configuration will bring you right to where we are. We'll scroll down, and we'll find where it says Package Menu, click it, and then you may or may not see packages here, depending upon how you set up Gigbuilder. If you ran the wizard, you probably have one. If you created some already and just need some more help, there may be more or there may be none. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a brand new package, and I'll explain packages as we go. First of all, we're going to go ahead and give this a package name. And I might just call this Standard Wedding. I think as we type and go, you'll see what's going on. Service, again, we've seen this all over the place so far. We're going to ignore it until you get to multiple services later in Gigbuilder. And package description. I may want to type out quite a few things on here. For example, for our wedding with basic lighting. All right, and we'll continue by. Next thing down, as far as the components, you could set aside a system for this. This is really good for like photo booths and things. We're not going to use it. It's advanced, and you'll get to that a little bit later. The main juice of it's down in pricing and duration. So what is the price for my standard wedding? It's going to be $1,200, and my overtime rate is going to be $50, and I'm going to use it for every 15 minutes. I'm expensive. So every 15 minutes, they're going to charge an extra $50. Let's be a little nicer. Let's give it to an hour. Then you can have a default deposit. And again, we set this up earlier in the system. But you can do a default deposit based upon package as well. And how Gigbuilder works is it looks down. It looks down if there's a package or something set there, it's going to grab it information, and if it doesn't, it's going to work all the way down to your defaults. So in this case here, I'm just going to leave this as system default, and it will do what we did when we set up those defaults a couple videos ago. Now the next thing we have down here is what we call a price range rating. And this goes along with the estimator, and you're going to see this a little bit later. But if you decide to use the estimator, you can use it with actual numbers, so they see the prices. You can use it with ranges. So, for example, this is a 3-star price or a 2-star price or whatever. Or you can decide not to show it all and just let them select it. So that's how we do that. You can also have a discount price. Now, mine's going to be $950, and the days of the week are going to be on Monday and Wednesday. So if somebody selects a date on Monday or Wednesday, it's going to use this price. Any other day of the week, it's going to use this price. Now here's where a lot of people not complain but have questions in the forums on how taxes work. In Gigbuilder, it assumes that nothing is taxable unless you tell it. So for example, if you've got a package that's all labor and there's no tax on it, which is almost everybody, you can leave that at no. And we'll go through taxes in an entirely different video, which case you may want to come back and change these. Setup and breakdown. Literally, how much time is it going to take you to set up and break this thing down? This is going to help you in the future when you're figuring out estimations of time. If you've got other DJs or photographers or whatever working and you're paying them by the hour, you kind of want to know how long does it take on average to set up and break down. It also helps me if I've got a small event, like maybe a 2 or 3 hour event in the morning, and then there's an hour to break down. I can still do a wedding in the afternoon. So having all these pieces in here really helps. So default time for a package, I like to be about 4 hours, so we're going to set that, which means when they pick the package and they pick their event time, like say the time is from 4 till 10, then it's going to give them 4 hours plus 2 hours of overtime. Again, this will all be explained a lot later. Basic thing what you want to do right now is get down what's in your head or what's on paper somewhere else and make sure it's all in here. So I've got a package that is $1,200, $50 overtime rate. The deposit's going to be used as I've set up for Gigbuilder generally, no different here. It's an average price, so I'm leaving it at 3. I'm giving a discount of $950 on Monday and Wednesday. It is not taxable. It takes me an hour to set this sucker up and 45 minutes to break it down, and it's a 4-hour package. Now, assigned event types. We can automatically assign these to event types if we have them. So for example, I'm going to click on wedding reception and maybe a party. So if somebody is looking for a party, it will show this package as one of the options. If you don't have anything here, that's okay. As we go through Gigbuilder and build these, as we just did event types in the prior video, you can come back and make these changes. Now you can also put an image on each of your packages. It's really nice, especially if they're going to be doing some estimations. And you have to save it first, and then you just upload it. Now check availability options. This is what we're talking about as far as the web, and we're going to get into this a lot further. But display on web means if set to yes, and a person is looking for a particular thing and you want them to estimate and all that, this will show up. So a lot of things you can do in Gigbuilder to make things appear and not appear. And while that can be frustrating at first, it's very customizable. So if it's not looking right somewhere, you definitely want to come back into these things. So display on web, what's the position? And this is a weight. So I may want to put my most profitable packages first. I can limit that on the web by date range as well. So maybe I've got a New Year's Eve event and a New Year's Eve package. And so you can do the same thing here as you did with events, which was in the last video. And it should be on the links at the end of this one. Now, advanced availability is a little bit different. We have what we call packages and options, and sometimes options are add-ons. And there's some cases where you may want to use a package as an add-on, like, for example, a photo booth system. This is advanced, and we'll go into that later. We're not going to even touch any of these right now. The next few things here are expenses, and we can do estimated costs and actual expenses. That does explain it in here. Try and get a good idea in your head of what it actually costs to produce this event. Give an idea of that. Now, actual expenses, as it says here, they just cover the package costs. The total estimate will actually display there, and then when your event's over, if you do a lot of things we're going to show you in the event, you're going to get actual numbers. But it's nice to have some estimated costs. If I know it costs me $700 to do this event, I better make sure that I'm making more than that. So you figure those out here, and then here's a place for you to just put notes about the package. You may want to tell somebody, make sure to charge all back, up lights. Whatever it wants. And this will go out to the DJ or whoever, so you're going on there. When you're done, you simply click Save. It saves the package inside Gigbuilder, brings you back to this menu, and now you're ready for the next video.